Ladies and gentlemen, today I speak about an event that shook the very heart of our nation, an incident that left an indelible mark on the consciousness of every citizen, the Red Fort blast. This was not merely an attack on stone and mortar on a historic monument, it was an attack on our identity, our values, and the spirit of resilience that defines India. The Red Fort stands as a symbol of our freedom struggle, a testament to centuries of struggle and sacrifice. To strike at such a place is to strike at the very soul of the nation. Understanding who was behind this blast is not merely an exercise in assigning blame. It is essential for justice, for security, and for ensuring that such acts never again shake the foundations of our democracy. The Red Fort, located in the heart of Delhi, is more than just an architectural marvel. It is a symbol, a statement, and a repository of history. Its walls have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the proclamation of freedom, and the aspirations of millions of citizens. An attack here is deliberate, calculated, and aimed at sending a message far larger than the immediate physical damage it causes. Terrorism has always sought to combine symbolism with terror. The Red Fort blast fits into a broader history of attacks that aim not only to harm but to destabilize, to sow fear, and to challenge the very idea of security within our borders. The day of the attack unfolded like a nightmare. What should have been a routine day, with the usual flurry of tourists, security personnel, and government officials, turned into chaos within moments. The explosion, precise and devastating, caused loss of life and injuries, instilled fear, and left a trail of panic and uncertainty. The immediate response of law enforcement was critical, as the National Investigation Agency, the Intelligence Bureau, and local authorities worked in tandem to secure the site, provide medical aid, and begin the painstaking task of gathering evidence. Investigators faced the complex challenge of piecing together how such an attack was orchestrated, what materials were used, and most importantly, who had the intent and capability to carry it out. Investigating such an attack is never straightforward. Terrorist networks are sophisticated, often operating in the shadows, using encrypted communication, false identities, and covert logistical channels to evade detection. Determining whether the blast was the work of domestic extremists or part of a cross-border conspiracy is a challenge that requires careful intelligence analysis, forensic expertise, and international cooperation. Law enforcement cannot rely solely on initial assumptions. The truth often lies hidden beneath layers of misdirection and careful planning. Investigators had to examine everything, from explosive residues and fragments of the device to digital footprints and financial transactions that may have funded the operation. Every clue, no matter how small, could be a vital link in understanding the mastermind behind this act. Historically, India has faced terrorism from multiple sources. Domestic extremist groups have long used violence to press ideological or political agendas. At the same time, transnational terror networks have often provided funding, training, and strategic guidance, making local attacks part of larger global campaigns. Increasingly, hybrid cells, groups that combine local operatives with international guidance, are emerging, exploiting both the familiarity of local terrain and the resources of global networks. The Red Fort blast may very well be an example of such a hybrid operation, where local knowledge was combined with sophisticated external planning to execute an attack that was precise, symbolic, and terrifying. Forensic evidence plays a crucial role in understanding the attack. Investigators analyzed explosive residues, fragments of devices, and the blast pattern itself to determine the materials used, the sophistication of the bomb, and the possible sources of the components. Digital forensics examined communication logs, encrypted messages, and online interactions that might reveal connections between operatives and larger networks. Human intelligence, meanwhile, involved infiltrating networks, tracking individuals, and following financial and logistical trails that could link the operatives to their backers. Every layer of the investigation required meticulous attention, as the mastermind behind such an attack often remains several steps ahead, anticipating law enforcement moves and attempting to cover tracks. The geopolitical dimension of the Red Fort blast cannot be ignored. An attack on a symbol as significant as the Red Fort resonates not just within India, but across the world. It raises questions about cross-border terrorism, international cooperation, and the global fight against extremism. If there is evidence of involvement by networks operating outside India, it places pressure on neighboring countries, complicates diplomatic relations, and underscores the need for intelligence sharing and coordinated counter-terrorism measures. India's response, both operationally and diplomatically, sends a clear message. Terrorism will not be tolerated, and those responsible, wherever they may be, will face justice. The impact of the blast extends far beyond the physical damage. Terrorism seeks to instill fear, disrupt daily life, and polarize society. It tests the resilience of institutions, the alertness of citizens, and the coherence of government response. How society responds determines whether the objectives of the terrorists are achieved. Public resilience, unity, and informed vigilance act as antidotes to terror, ensuring that while attacks may scar, they do not break the spirit of a nation. The Red Fort blast was designed to shock, but the collective response, both by authorities and citizens, has the potential to transform fear into determination and tragedy into resolve. Learning from this tragedy is as important as investigating its perpetrators. Security protocols around critical monuments must be enhanced, surveillance and rapid response systems upgraded, and intelligence networks strengthened. Cyber monitoring to detect radicalization and operational planning online becomes increasingly important as terrorists exploit digital platforms for communication and propaganda. Public awareness campaigns and community vigilance help prevent future attacks by encouraging citizens to report suspicious activities without succumbing to panic or fear. Every lesson learned is a tool to safeguard not just monuments and institutions, but the very fabric of society. While investigations continue to focus on identifying the individuals and networks responsible, it is clear that terrorism is a complex, evolving threat. It requires coordination between intelligence agencies, law enforcement, policymakers, and the public. It demands understanding patterns, motives, and methods to preempt attacks rather than merely responding after the fact. The Red Fort blast reminds us that the fight against terrorism is ongoing, and vigilance cannot be episodic. It must be constant, adaptive, and relentless. The question of who masterminded the Red Fort blast is not just about names or affiliations. It is about understanding the networks, ideologies, and strategies that enable such attacks. It is about dismantling operational structures that fund, train, and plan violence. And it is about ensuring that justice is served, not only through prosecution of the individuals directly involved, but also through comprehensive measures that prevent future tragedies. Every attack carries lessons in intelligence, law enforcement, diplomacy, and public resilience, and each must be learned thoroughly if a nation is to remain secure. Ultimately, the Red Fort blast is a reminder that terrorism seeks to divide and intimidate, but a united, vigilant society can overcome these threats. The resilience of India, embodied in its institutions, citizens, and values, ensures that no act of terror can erode the foundations of freedom and democracy. While investigations may take time, and while the complete picture of responsibility may unfold gradually, the determination of a nation to protect its people, its symbols, and its ideals remains unwavering. The Red Fort, standing tall despite the attack, is a testament to this spirit, a symbol not only of history, but of national resolve, courage, and unity.